Welcome to a tour of my version of the Denver and Rio Grande Narrow Gauge Railroad from Osier, Colorado to Antonito, Colorado. Here we find an eastbound train from Chama, New Mexico, arriving at Osier. The cattle you hear in the background are in the stock pens to the right of the stock cars and are waiting to be loaded. The narrow gauge railroads took the easiest path from one place to another, winding around the hillsides. Narrow gauge track and equipment was used because they could use tighter curves around the hills and the equipment was less costly. Here we see our eastbound freight entering the west portal of Rock Tunnel, about 4 miles east of Osier, Colorado. In these views, we find the train exiting the east portal of Rock Tunnel. Here we find our eastbound train exiting Mud Tunnel, approximately 3.5 miles east of Rock Tunnel. Just east of Mud Tunnel, we meet a westbound train of oil field pipe in the Toltec siding. As the grade of the track from Antonito to Osier averages about 1%, we have a helper engine on the rear of this long train of pipe. Our eastbound train continues to wind around the mountainsides high above the Toltec Gorge. Next we pass through Sublette. We have a water spout here and housing for track crews. This is the Bighorn siding. There's a Y located to the east here for turning trains and equipment. Our train will cross back and forth across state lines between Colorado and New Mexico some 11 times between Cumbres Pass and Antonito, Colorado. The eastbound freight has passed Whiplash Curve and is now passing Lava Tank, approximately 11 miles west of Antonito. There is a loop located here to turn snowplow trains. In this scene, we see a westbound train of empty oil tankers headed for loading at Chama, New Mexico. There are oil fields northwest of Chama. The empty tanker train is headed around Whiplash Curve on its way to Osier, Colorado. The Gramps name on the tank cars comes from the naming by the grandchildren of the refinery owner in Alamosa, Colorado. They called him Gramps. Here we find another westbound train about 5 miles west of Antonito, Colorado, crossing Hangman's Trestle. At Antonito, Colorado, we find a westbound passenger train having its tender topped off with water. This is the end of our tour as we see the passenger train leaving Antonito for Osier and points west.